All right, so we're recording. Okay, Katie, thank you so much for hopping on here. I'm so excited. So Katie is one of my favorite people ever. I love Katie. She's so sweet. So will you just start off by sharing your story with us, how you found It Works, and all that good stuff?
Yes, and I'm a little emotional today, so if I cry, y'all just hold me because I do cry a lot through my story. But I found It Works 3 years ago. I was working a full-time job that I had went to college for. I was an occupational therapy assistant, and I don't know if you guys, a lot of people don't know what that is, but basically I worked in the school system. I had a lot of hard cases, a lot of very severe autistic children. So although it was very rewarding, it was a very hard job, but me and my husband were both working full time. And right after we first got married, we wanted to have a family. And we got pregnant immediately, you guys. And I was so freaking excited. And then, like a couple weeks later, we went through our first miscarriage. And obviously, that devastated me. And there was some things that went on at work that I kind of questioned, like, was that what happened or was it just me? But basically, if a kid was like hurting themselves or hurting others, we would have to put them in a hold. And this kid who was about my height was only like 10 years old, beat the snot out of me while I had them in a hold. And then a couple days later is when I miscarried. So I'd already had these issues like, did I want to keep doing this? Because it was so hard on me mentally and physically. But anyways, after we had our first miscarriage, I'm trying not to cry, you guys, we decided to go get checked out at a fertility place. And so we went and they're like, yeah, we'll take you. There's tons of tests that we can do, blah, blah, blah. And they gave us a little paper with the estimate on it. And y'all, I about fell out my chair. It was thousands of dollars. And like I said, I had went to college, you guys. Like I worked my college big girl job, but I did not have thousands of dollars to pay to start this. And with the fertility treatments, you have to pay that up front. It's not like a doctor's office where you go and they bill you. Like everything has to be paid up front. And I remember going home and I just felt so defeated. And so I was like, no, I'm going to make this happen no matter what. And so I started looking at weekend jobs, like working in nursing homes and hospitals, just fun things, thinking about working 7 days a week, right? And my son was playing ball at the time, and I was going to have to miss every single one of his ball games, which were on Saturdays and Sundays. And so, like, I was just getting really defeated. But I was like, I know I want to do fertility, and this is the only way to do it. Well, then I saw this girl post on Facebook about how there was $1,000 bonus that you can make from your phone. Guys, I did not know anything about network marketing. I'm the biggest introvert in the world. You can ask Morgan, like when I'm around, I'm like, hi, like you don't see me out. Like I'm in the corners hiding. I'm such an introvert. I'm from the smallest town ever. Never heard of It Works, really. I think I tried to wrap for my wedding from somebody, but I didn't know anything about how they made money. But I saw that post, and y'all, something was laid on my heart. And I just felt like I should give it a try. And so I talked to my husband, Brandon, and he said, absolutely not, that it was a pyramid scheme, that we would lose money. And so I was like, man. So I started looking at jobs again. And like I said, it just kept defeating me. So finally I told Brandon, I was like, look, I have to give this a try. I don't know why, but it is like on my heart to try this. I said, so you can either support me or you can keep your mouth shut. Like I'm kind of spicy towards him, you guys. I'm really chill other than him. But that's what I told him. I was like, you're either going to support me or you're going to keep your mouth shut, okay? And so I joined. And my first month I went Ruby. I didn't even know anything about it, y'all. I was just signing customers left and right. On my first day, I signed 2 DTs. I did not know what I was doing, you guys. I was ignorant on fire, but I just knew I had to make this money. I was talking to everybody. I was messaging y'all. I passed a message the other day that I sent in 2017, and I was so embarrassed. But I just knew I had to talk to a lot of people. I was doing rap parties, and y'all, like I said, I was an introvert. I would be shaking at a freaking rap party, you guys, like shaking, almost wanting to vomit, sweating, but I did it because I needed it. So like I said, my first month I went Ruby. I got $1,000 bonus, got my first Ruby check, and you guys, I think I got like 8 fast starts. So that was really nice. And then my second month, the bonuses were actually supposed to be over my second month, but Mark, being freaking amazing, extended the bonuses, and I was just looking at, it was like a $20,000 bonus, and I thought to myself, if I can earn this $1,000 bonus, why can't I earn this emerald and diamond bonus? Like, guys, that could pay for my fertility all, like, done. And so I just sat there and I looked at a diamond chart and I was like, this is huge. Because that was back in the day when it was huge, okay? But I was like, I can do it. Like, I'm going to give it my all. I started shouting it on Facebook. Guys, I had 5 people on my team, or 6 or 7, however many. There wasn't very many, okay? And I was shouting to the world that I was about to go diamond. I had no idea how I was going to do it. I thought I'd already went through my warm market, but I was shouting it out daily. I can't wait to go diamond so I can pay for my fertility. I can't wait to go diamond and I don't have to work so much. Like, because I started creeping in, well, maybe I don't have to work so much at this job that I hate, which was never the plan at first. Like, it was just to pay for fertility. So second month, I went diamond. My husband went emerald. It obviously changed our lives pretty quickly. An extra like $3,000 a month for our bank account. Heck yeah. Like, it was awesome. And so we were able to pay for fertility, our first round. And number one, it made me so sick. The medicines did not react well with me. It was just bad. And it was very unsuccessful. And so I kind of needed a break mentally. And our business was just booming, you guys. Like, fast starts rolling in, new team members rolling in, customers rolling in. I was like, maybe God put this in my life just to, kind of ease my mind. I'm going to focus on it. So 2 months later, I started feeling weird. My boobs hurt, felt nauseous, and decided I might be pregnant. Took a pregnancy test, pregnant on our own, after the doctor had given us less than 5% chance to get pregnant on our own. So we got to use our fertility doctor still, because I had just gotten out of it. So he said I could come in for like the checkup and whatever. So we went in. It was me, my mom, and my husband. We're all giggly, excited. She puts the ultrasound up. And it's really weird. It's really quiet. And I'm looking and I'm like, is that just one baby? And she says, uh-uh. I said, how many? And she said, there's definitely 2. And I said, there's 2? There's definitely 2? Like, how many more? And so anyways, we found out we're having twins, you guys. Like, go from not being able to conceive to having twins, right? So we were so freaking excited. And I left, and you guys, like, I remember just thanking God. I just felt so blessed. I was like, you brought this business into my life because you knew I was going to be pregnant with 2 babies. You knew I needed that extra income. Y'all, people freak out when they find out they're pregnant with 2 babies, because 2 babies are expensive. But because of this business, like, I don't have to worry about it. Like, how freaking amazing. And so we were stoked, and I was still working at this time because I didn't think, that was enough income just to quit yet. Like, what if it all fell apart? Like, the fear started creeping in. So I kept working, but then we went to the doctor, and I was having some issues. So the boys were fraternal, which means they had 2 different sacs, and one of the sacs was starting to tear, is what it looked like. And so they put me on bed rest. Once again, I'm thanking God, because I didn't want to work, but I physically couldn't anymore. And because of this business, you guys, I was still making $3,000 extra, because my husband was emerald and I was diamond. Guys, if it wasn't for this business, we would have lost my cars. We would have lost everything, like phone bill not paid for, groceries not paid for. But because of this business, we were taken care of. And I remember just thanking God for that. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know what would have happened. And like, I just think about that first desire that was laid on my heart, and I didn't even know why. I had no clue. But throughout this journey, it was just revealed to me so many times on why God truly put this desire on my heart, when I just thought it was for fertility cash, right? Fast forward 6 months, we went in for our anatomy scan, and I was having a lot of pains, which I just thought, oh, it's twins, like, it's normal, like 2 babies, it's probably not going to be comfortable. But when they checked me, I was basically, I think, 3 centimeters. Then I don't know. I think it's hard for me to think about this, but normally if you're like 6 months pregnant, you're like 7 centimeters thick. I don't know. Okay. But anyways, I was very, very thin, which basically meant I was about to be in labor, or basically I was in labor. And so she sent me to a specialist that day. He basically told me I had to go to the hospital right then. There was no going home. There was going to be an emergency surgery where they kind of tie up your leggy parts so that the babies can't come out. And so we did that. And when he did that, he actually ended up breaking my water. And so I'm 6 months pregnant. I'm in the hospital. Water's broken. I prayed and prayed for these babies, you guys, and they were right there, like feeling their heartbeats, feeling them kicking. And I think I was there for almost 3 weeks after my water broke, just trying to keep the babies in. But eventually they couldn't keep them in anymore. And I mean, guys, I had IVs. I was getting shots. I was like, anything they could do to stop my labor, they were. I was up and down to labor and delivery, thinking I was going to have the babies, and then my contractions would stop. They'd take me down, back and forth, back and forth. So mentally, like, heartbreaking for real, you guys. And finally, I think it was almost 3 weeks, I went into labor, and the boys were born. There's 2 boys. Thatcher and Sebastian. And the NICU did everything they could, but they were just too small, you guys. They tried over and over, and finally I just then hand them to me so I can hold them. And obviously it was a very dark time in my life, you guys, because I had prayed for these babies. I thought they were there, and then I thought God just swiped them away. And I went through the why me phase. Like, has anything bad ever happened to you? And you're just like, why me? Why is it always me? Because that's where I was. I had the miscarriage. I had the failed fertility. I lost twin boys that were 6 months, you guys. Like, what the heck? And I just laid in bed every day. I didn't do anything. I didn't talk to my team. I didn't talk to my friends. My family kept coming to check on me, and I was a zombie. I was on Xanax. I was on sleeping medication. I was on pain medication because I'd also gotten a really bad infection. I was almost septic. So I was in the hospital for 2 weeks after I lost the boys as well, just trying to fight for my life. But I go through all this to say I was still getting a paycheck. Like, through the darkest times in my life, this business took care of us. Through the darkest times when I had to bury my children, I had to plan a funeral for these babies that I prayed for. I didn't pick up my phone. I didn't have to go to work, and I was still getting a paycheck. And all of that is the beauty of residual income. If you think life is going to be beautiful rainbows 24/7, like, it's not, unfortunately. And to have something like this have your back, it is such a freaking blessing. And so I guess it was like a month or two after I lost the boys, I started losing weight, because what happens when you don't show up? Your team stops showing up, right? And everything started crumbling. And I lost Diamond down to distributor. And I remember thinking to myself, like, am I going to continue doing this? Like, I don't even want to talk to people. I don't want to get out of bed. I'm mad at life. Like, I'm mad at God. Like, I didn't want to do anything. And then I remember my son coming in one day, and he brought me a bowl of cereal because he's just the sweetest human ever. And he was old enough to understand what I was going through, but I remember snapping on him. And when I snapped on him, when I say that, like, that's a big deal, you guys. I don't snap on my kids. I'm such a chill mom. Basically, he rules me. But I snapped on him. And I remember thinking to myself, I told you I was emotional today. So this is just what y'all are getting. But I remember thinking to myself, why am I being this way? Like, why am I so upset about the things that I can't have when I have so many blessings in front of me? I have this beautiful son. I have an amazing husband who literally checks on me 24/7, blows my phone up, won't get out of bed with me. Like, I'm so blessed. Like, yeah, I can be sad about the things that I've lost, but I'm not going to lay in bed and be a victim anymore. And so I remember getting my charts out, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so bad. I'm distributor. I was like, but I've done it once. I know that I can do it again. There's this desire again coming back. And guys, I went all in. And me and Brennan, I had time to heal after, started thinking about it, started building, and we started talking about do fertility again. And so we went to the doctor, and he said we could not do the normal fertility because you're more likely to get pregnant with multiples, and we did not want that because my body could not physically do it. So we had to do IVF, and if you guys know anything about IVF, it is thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm literally in IVF groups, and these women are working 3 or 4 jobs to pay for this. These women are taking out loans to pay for this. And I remember wanting to do it so bad. And there's that money right there that I can't pay for it yet, I'm still a distributor. And I just said, what rank do I have to be at to make this a possibility? And I looked and I said, double. If I go double, I can do this. Guys, literally after I decided 2 months later, I was a double diamond. I built all the way over. I just went all in, nothing holding me back. I knew I had to make it happen, and I freaking made it happen. I got outside my comfort zone. I was doing lives, like everything that I could do to make it happen. So I went double. We were able to pay for fertility in cash, IVF. We had 5 embryos. We transferred 2 Julys ago. Ended up an ectopic pregnancy. Had to have emergency surgery. Like, it's always something. But because of this business, I was able to pay for it, number 1. Number 2, I didn't have to worry about being off and, being worried about that surgery. Like, I was not worried about it. And so I'm trying to skip on over to hurry this up. I know it's been long. So to wrap my story up, we still have 4 embryos. A couple months ago, I guess a year ago, Brennan decided he wanted to move from my small town to the beach. Because of this business, we got to move to freaking Alabama. We're less than an hour from the beach. It's awesome. Like I said, we moved to the beach. On Christmas last year, y'all, this is where it all ties up in a beautiful bow. I know it's all over the place, but it's going to tie up. Okay, So at Christmas of last year, we decided to go home to Arkansas to be with my family for Christmas. That's it. Okay. So we go home. Oh, wait. So I kept wanting to have a baby. I kept wanting to have a baby again. Like those thoughts are creeping in my head. But then I made an appointment to do IVF again. And long story short, I got anxiety. I freaked out and I canceled my appointment, which is really weird because usually I'm all in. Like, I'm like, let's do it. But I had this weird anxiety that I've never had. So I canceled the appointment. So we go home for Christmas and we get there and I get this phone call that a family member of mine, I'm not close to, has this baby. And she cannot keep the baby because her and the baby both tested positive for drugs. And do you want the baby? You have 24 hours to decide before it goes to DHS. You guys, because of this business, it's so crazy. Because of this business, I was able to say yes that day. Within the next day, we had a lawyer. Within the next couple of days, we had a beautiful little girl. It's so crazy. And she's 6 months. And because of this business, I get to be home with her every single day. And that was, I swear that was God's plan the whole time. And that desire to want to have a baby, y'all, it's gone. It's gone. That was so fulfilled. And that was God. And then in February, we ended up going triple, which I've been pushing for over a year. So it was just such a blessing. I got to see my first 5-figure check month after month. And it's just been amazing. It's been full of up and downs. It's been full of rainbows and storms. But y'all, it has been so worth it. It has blessed me and my husband more than I could ever tell y'all. Like, that was a short spiff of everything. But it's just been the biggest blessing. So that's my story. I know it's long, but there it is.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say after that. That was amazing. Thank you for telling us that story because I knew your story. So like the whole time I was like, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. So I was so excited. But man, like everybody in the chat is just like blowing up because you're so strong for sharing that story. And like you said, just like getting up and saying, you know what, I'm making the decision. I'm not a victim anymore. This happened. This doesn't define me, and just moving forward. And that is just amazing. Like, I genuinely don't know what I would have done. So you're just incredible. And we love you very, very much. Thank you for sharing that with us. I know that's gotta be hard. Okay. So now that a lot of the things that you joined this business for originally have happened, what happens is like we join the business for X, we get that, and we're like, okay, I'm good. I'm done. And we just stop dreaming. We stop working. So what keeps you motivated now? Like, how do you stay motivated today to work? Like, what's your new why? How are you continuing to work so hard?
Yeah. So number one, that beautiful little girl that I get to be home with today, like every day. Like, I'm not sending her to daycare. No one's keeping her. She's all mine. I've prayed for this moment for my entire life, so I'm going to soak it up every second I get. And I think I heard that yesterday, Ashley Mayfield. It's like sometimes you might not know what you're running to, but you know what you're running from. And I'm definitely running from corporate America. Like, nope, not going back. So that's definitely my big why. We're trying to, get approved for a house right now. So those are obviously big things, but I feel like, a lot of people do ask, like, how do you stay motivated? But the truth is, and I know Morgan will attest to this, that sometimes you're not going to be motivated. Just because I want to be home with her every day doesn't mean I want to wake up and talk to 100 people about the products because, on a daily basis, it's not like we want to be on our phone all the time. Sometimes we get lazy. Sometimes we're not motivated, but it's just being disciplined. Like, I know that I have to be home with her every day. And so even on the days that I'm not motivated, I still have to stay disciplined, because if I'm not disciplined, my why is going to go out the door. So although it's easy to say, why, like, how do you stay motivated? Some days you're not going to be motivated, and that's just the truth. You have to just be disciplined. But on the other hand, I love YouTube. I literally watch Morgan's trainings every single time she puts one up. I'm subscribed to her. I'm subscribed to Carrie Young. I'm subscribed to Jade Cooper. Like, anybody that you really look up to, like, that's one thing I would tell you guys, like, get on YouTube, follow their trainings. Like, you will learn so much. I swear, for like 2 years, I had Morgan's entire script over her and Kelsey Thornton's video. And I swear to God, I stopped it 800 times, wrote everything down. So, just find people who motivate you and that you look up to and watch those. I try to read. I'm not the best reader, but Ashley Mayfield kind of puts me in my spot when she says that you have to read to become a better leader. But mostly I just do Zooms. I love Tony Robbins. I love Les Brown. Anything that just fills my soul and gets me pumped up. So
I love that. And I love what you said, that it's like you're not always going to be motivated, because I sometimes feel like people think that there's something wrong with them when they wake up and they're like, I don't want a message today. I don't really feel like it. Like, that's okay, but you have to be disciplined enough to just do it anyways, because sometimes, you have to do it even though you don't want to, and then the feeling follows. Like, you can't always do everything based on how you feel, because you won't feel like doing it, but you know that you need to. And so I love that you said that. That's so true. And then, okay, so you have your son and now the little baby girl, and you have a husband, and you are in a new city, and you're trying to get a house, and you just have so much going on. And so with such a hectic life, how do you make time, and how do you blend this business into your life? Because you don't have time. We just make it. So how do you make time?
Literally, it is the craziest life ever. And some days I question my own sanity. Some days I question my own schedule, but I literally just try to fit it in. However, I mean, my life is so different from when I first joined. When I first joined, I was working a full-time job. I was going, state to state to do fertility. My son was playing ball. So I was still freaking very busy, but I would wake up before work and I would work. I would stay up so late. I would take multiple bathroom breaks just so I could message. Like, if I was waiting to pick up Che in line, I was messaging. And now being at home, you think like being at home, you have a lot of time, but when you have a little baby, that throws it off. But like when I was going triple, you guys, she was not even 3 months old, and she was waking up every 2 or 3 hours. And I just remember thinking, like, if she's awake, I need to be working. If I have a bottle in my hand, I have my phone in my hand. And so I swear that's why I went triple, because she woke up so much. So I just use that to my advantage. And other times I feel like some people might use it as an excuse. But to me, it was an advantage. It was my alarm clock waking me up. Okay, it's time to work. Okay, it's time to get Insta stories. Y'all, if y'all saw my Insta stories during that time, it was like 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Like, every time she woke up, it was just anytime you have your phone in your hand, you can be working. And there are times where, like, I feel like I've Zoomed all day and I'm like, okay, I want to put my phone down and I want to go hold my baby and, like, not look at my phone. But those hours before, like, you guys, I'm on Zoom. I have her chair's right here. Her chair sits right beside me. If she gets hungry, I put her chair up here and I feed her, and I'm Zooming and I'm working and I'm giving her toys, because I know what my next goal is, and I know it's not going to happen with me just kind of like coasting, because if you're coasting, your business is going to die. So it's not like I'm triple diamond and I can just chill, because that's not going to happen. So I still have to find ways to make it work. And a lot of people will say, well, you're just on your phone and you're not spending time with your kids. Number one, I know she's with me. She's not at a daycare. Number two, if she's having a fussy moment, I can say, hey, guys, I'm going to like mute my Zoom and I'm going to go out here with her for a little bit and chill her out. Or, guys, I've been on Zoom with you guys for 5 hours. Like, me and the baby's going to go in here and chill. So it's just using it to your advantage and not as an excuse, I feel like, because I'm so freaking busy, you guys. And I can promise you, I'm a big Zoomer. I don't know if I've said that, but I love being on Zoom with my team, and my team can attest to that. We all Zoom together all day long. That's people who work from home. And so I'll spend hours on Zoom, but then when I'm done and I want to spend time with my family, I just say, okay, guys, I love you. I'll keep it up. Just not having excuses. Every single person's busy, you guys. Morgan's freaking building a house and working out, and I know her whole life because I follow her on Instagram. But I mean, everybody's busy, whether you're working, whether you're home. Like, you just have to make it a priority. Stop making an excuse. And when you do that, that's when your business is going to flourish. I 100% believe it.
I love that you said, like, everybody is busy, because it's so funny whenever people are like, I just can't do this business because I'm busy. I'm like, you know what? Actually, you're going to fit right in, because so are we. We just make it work. There's literally no one in the world that's like, oh, I have an extra 6 hours a day and nothing better to do. Let me just go join this business and I'm just going to be really good at it because I have 6 hours and nothing better to do and no family. Nobody does that. We're all busy, and it doesn't matter. Like, I don't have kids and I'm so busy too. And Derek's like, you're one of the busiest people I know. And I don't know how that happens. Like, you don't do anything. I'm like, I don't know. Like, that's the thing though. Like, your time fills up. If you don't tell your time where to go, it goes somewhere. And I loved too what you said about coasting, because so many people I think needed to hear that, myself included. If you're coasting, guess what direction you're going to go? You can't coast up a hill, so you're not going to be going upwards. If you're coasting, you're always going backwards. You're always going down the hill. So if you want to progress in your business, if you want to promote, which if you didn't, you wouldn't be on this Zoom, you can't coast. If you want to get further in your business, you have to work. And so, and it's not even going to be always convenient, you know, like I think that it's so important to show up when it's not convenient, because that's almost what's more important and really shows your true grit whenever it's not convenient and you still show up anyways. That's what it takes to be a leader. That's what it takes to be triple diamond like Katie is. And she's still like, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. And that's so important because so many people hit diamond, double diamond, triple diamond, even ruby or emerald. And they're like, that's what I joined for. I'm good. But you have to keep dreaming bigger. And if you need to make your why bigger than yourself, then do it. Because you have to go beyond yourself sometimes to truly hit the potential that you have in this business, because there's so much money to be made in this business. There's so many friendships. There's so many things you can do, like saying yes to a baby right on the spot without having to think about it, because who can do that? You know, like think about your situation right now. If that were to happen, would you have the income for it? And I think that that's so cool that you were able to say yes because of this business. So, okay, if you could go back to yourself on the day that you joined this business and tell yourself one thing, what would it be?
I read that question and I was like, I literally don't have a response. Like, I just think knowing that it's not always going to be easy, because even though I didn't know what I was doing, I thought like as long as I worked hard, like it would always be easy. But that's not always the case. There's going to be months where you fight like hell and it still doesn't happen. But just having faith in this company and what you're doing and staying disciplined, like that's what matters. You know, like Morgan didn't get to presidential because it happened every single time that she wanted. You know, she didn't just say, hey, I'm going to go diamond, and then it happened. She probably hollered for a minute, I'm going diamond, I'm going diamond, I'm going diamond, and she didn't go diamond. But she stuck with it and she stayed consistent through every hard time. And that's why she eventually hit diamond and then double. And I know for me, like, guys, I've been shouting prez for about 3 months. And like when it doesn't happen, you can easily say, well, I don't deserve it, or it's not going to happen, or it's not meant to happen. But that's not the truth. You just haven't given it enough time. You haven't been consistent enough. And there's going to be hard times, but the people who make it to presidential and ambassador and these top ranks that you're looking at, the reason they are there is because they toughed it out through the tough time. Morgan probably could have walked away from her business a couple times. Like, I don't know her charts or anything, but I'm sure there have been hard times. And there are probably times where she could have said, like, this isn't for me. Like, I don't think it's for me. But because she didn't, that is why she's freaking presidential. And that's why I'm freaking triple diamond. I could have walked away as a freaking distributor, you guys. But I knew that the company was amazing. I knew that the products were amazing. And I knew that I'd already done it once. And if you don't have a success story and you're like, well, I've never done it once, I'm telling you, I did it. I'm telling you, Morgan did it. We're no different than you guys. Y'all, I'm an introvert. I was pregnant at 15. I had a baby at 16. Like, every statistic is against me. I'm from a divorced family. My dad was so freaking abusive. Like, every statistic is against me. I don't know Morgan's life, but anybody can be successful in this. You just have to realize it's going to be consistent every single day. There's going to be ups and there's going to be downs, because this is a business. And when you start treating it like a business and understanding that it's not always going to be sunshines and rainbows, that is when you're going to get paid like it's a business. When you show up on the days where you don't want to, when you show up when no one else does. I was watching one of Cheyenne's training, and she said that there would be times where she would open up a team Zoom and one person would get on, but she would lead that one person like there was 20. So if you're looking at your charts and you're like, I have 3 people, but they won't even text me back. Well, go get some new blood and start training them like you're a freaking ambassador. And when you start showing up as whatever rank you are, this is something I preach to my team. If they're wanting to go diamond or they're wanting to go double, I say you need to act like a diamond, and that's when you'll hit diamond. You don't act like a ruby and then boom, diamond happens. That's not how it works. You start showing up like a diamond. You start doing what diamonds do. You start leading Zooms. You start leading power hours. Guess what? That's when you're going to go diamond. And so that's one thing that I preach too, is just showing up as the rank that you wanted. When I was pushing for diamond, like I said, I was doing everything to get outside my comfort zone. And because I did that, that's why I went diamond. If I would have been like, I can't do a lot because I'm not a diamond, or I can't have my team over because I'm not a diamond, like they won't take me seriously. Y'all, I was literally having team meetings at my house as a ruby. And I was like, this is what we're going to do. Let's look at your charts. Like, I was acting like a freaking diamond or a double diamond leader, like leading them from the front. So I don't care if you're a distributor or you're executive or you're a ruby, like start leading as whatever rank you're going to want to be. And that's when it's going to happen. So don't give up on the hard times, because I'm telling you, it's going to be hard. There's going to be hard times. But if you look at my story, Can you not see how worth it is? How worth it is. Number 2, lead as whatever rank you want to be, and that's when it'll happen. Hopefully all that made sense.
Yes, it did. And that was so good. That was the perfect answer. Not that there was a right answer or wrong answer, but that was seriously good. That was so good. So, okay. Why is plugging in and getting to events so important? I mean, I feel like you were at events even during those, like, the hardest times of your life that you were just talking about. Like, I'm pretty sure you were at events right after all of that stuff happened. So why did you make such a point to get there?
Yeah. So my very first event was actually a One Team, One Mission. I had no idea what it was. And I just went diamond. And I got to speak on a stage. I remember, like, telling you guys, like, I wanted to throw up everywhere. But I don't know, like, just looking around at the stage and seeing all these people who were diamond, and we were all so different. I mean, there were tall people, there were short people, there were big people, there were skinny people, there was old people, there was young people. So it's just inspiring, number one, to get to events like that, because you realize these people are no different. Morgan is no different, you guys. I'm no different. Anyone who you want to be is no different. Jade Hooper is no different than you guys are. And so I love events because of that. I did miss the first conference because I was pregnant with the boys, and I was FOMO out the butt. Like, I'm not even a blue personality at all. Like, I will go to conference and people will go out. I'm like, I'll stay home. But you guys, when I saw my team getting together, and these are girls that I talked to for months or years, or not months, or not years, months, because I've only been in for a little bit then. But I mean, I've been talking to these girls for months, and they were meeting up for the first time and taking pictures and doing all these fun things. So I have FOMO. I was like, I will never miss an event again. And so obviously I've been to conference since then, and everyone always says it, but when you go to conference, like, you feel like Mark is sitting there talking to you. And you realize, like I said, that all these people who are in the top 150, who are diamond and above or triple and above, whatever, they are normal people, and you see them walking around just being normal, and you're like, okay, I can freaking do this. And I think that's one of the biggest eye-openers that conference and everything has ever, or One Team, One Missions have showed me. But number 2, just the freaking community. I'm a yellow to the core, okay? And so when I get to be around my team and I get to hug them and I get to love on them, like, you guys, I'm here for my team. Like, a lot of it is my why, but this is my tribe. Like, some of my girls are on here. I mean, I talk to them daily. I know their kids' names. I know their grandparents. It's like, I know everything about their life. And that's one thing that these events can do. It helps you find your people. And when you have your people in this business, when you go through those rough times, like, they're the ones who pull you up. And I know when I lost the boys, my enroller, her name is Sydney, y'all, she was literally texting me every single day. She showed up to everything I had afterwards. Susan sent me flowers, like, little things that you just, I don't know, as a yellow, it means the world to me. And like I said, I was from a very small town, and so I didn't have a lot of friends. I had like 3 or 4 people in my circle, and honestly, they're just totally different now. But this business has brought me my best friends, my life friends, like people I know, like when I'm 70, I'm still going to talk to them. And so, yeah, events really bring people together, and obviously inspires you, because you just realize that every single person is the same as you. They just made a decision. They stuck with it. So that's my little nitpick about events.
That's so good. So I know that we were talking about green carpet, and so many of us that are going, we were like, we like just want to be with each other. Like, that's like our favorite part of green carpet. Like, we love the trainings and we learn so much, but the people are the best part. So I totally agree with you. And I feel like I was talking to some people on our team that are going to green carpet, and I was like, we've never even met in person yet. Like, that's so weird to me, because we talk all the time. Like, how have we never officially met? So, okay. So the last question that I have is, give us some tips on signing distributors with this half-off kit deal that we have going on right now. Little Miss, I signed 2 distributors in less than 12 hours my first day. I know that obviously you didn't have any like special things that you did back then, but now what have you learned? How do you sign distributors, and what would you what are you telling your team to do with the half-off thing?
So it's actually just changed within like the past 2 weeks. Normally, I usually never message for distributors, you guys. I usually get a lot of them from Instagram just for like attraction. I've always messaged for customers. I believe in messaging 24/7. Like, I message. So I'm not saying don't message, but I've never messaged for distributors. So I know a lot of people do. And so I was asking in this press chat, like, did they message? Because I was just trying to find something new because I'm trying to go to this retreat and Morgan's kicking my butt, so I'm trying to beat her. But I was just trying to figure out a new way how I could get more potentials. And anyways, this Triple said that she does host to post for distributors. And I've never tried that until 2 weeks ago. And since that time, I have signed 5 distributors. And this is my planner. And all of these people are potential distributors. So I'm obsessed. I'm literally obsessed with host to post distributors. I'll already throw them. Yeah, like it is changing my business. I haven't even been able to message everybody because I don't want to get blocked. So I have to take breaks. Like every host to post that I've shared has gotten like at least 20 comments. Like it is insane. So I'm going to read it to y'all.
My mouth is permanently open. Like
yeah, and I've just never done the host to post because I was thinking like people might think that's like spammy, but y'all, it's crazy. So let me just read it to you guys. And it's so simple. Oh, okay. So we do the host post giveaways, and I know that Morgan does too. And I'm going to show y'all what's really helped do this. So I'll like make this post. Let me see if I can find it. Last time it was ice cream, and this time it was Sonic, like a Sonic Coke. So I just shared like this cute little Sonic pic. If you can see, there's 244 comments on it, which is unusual for my host to post giveaways. But I just said, y'all, did you know Sonic has over 168,000 drink first combinations? First 400 people to tell me their favorite Sonic drink will get a chance to win $400. I'll message you to confirm your entry. No purchase necessary. Y'all, number one, everybody wants to tell you what their favorite Sonic drink is. Have you ever talked about Sonic and someone's like, oh, have you tried the cranberry Sprite, chocolate, Dr. Pepper? Like, people love that, okay? But anyways, there was 244 comments. So, heck yes. So what I would do is when someone comments, I say messaging you. And then I message and I just say, hey, girly, I saw your comment on my post about the Sonic drinks. All you have to do to get a free entry for the $400 giveaway is to do a simple post for me on your wall. Sound good? 98% of the time, they say yes. I don't know what y'all's giveaway is, but I know y'all did like a Yeti cooler, so it doesn't have to be cash. Like for a Yeti cooler, sound good. When they say yes, this is the post that I've been giving them. And y'all, it is just freaking amazing. It is literally blowing my phone up. Okay, so the host to post for potential distributors says, are any of my Facebook friends looking for some income working from home? My friend, Katie Duke, is looking for people who would like to make an extra $500 to $2,000 a month right from their phones. Comment below if you'd be interested. And literally, like, this one was just posted. I'm like, I don't know about y'all, but my host to posts have kind of been dead lately. And that's why I was trying to figure out new things. And so I tried this, and y'all, my mind is blowing. And then Jade Hooper today just kind of like, because I was like, the only thing I was thinking about was I'm so used to like doing post for customers and messaging for customers. And so I was kind of feeling like guilty about it. I was like, what about the volume? But then Jade Hooper went live in the Triples and Above page today. And she was talking about how she doesn't really focus on customers so much, like she does, but her biggest focus is getting new distributors like enrolled and started, because what's the first thing a new distributor does? They go get their 4 customers to get their $100 shopping spree. So not only are you growing your team, you're getting fast starts, they're bringing in volume, you're training them to enroll distributors, and if you're diamond and above, that's building your calves. And so, I don't know, like I just felt like God placed that video on that page today because I was feeling anxious about not messaging for customers as much. But yeah, this is literally 2 days. Like although it's broken up in days, I just had to just start going. But yeah, this is only 2 days. So I'm trying to think of the other pages. I kind of split it up. But anyways, it's crazy. And so that's how I'm getting distributors. I've already signed 5 this month, which is a lot for me so early in the month. Usually my monthly average is like 5 to 8-ish. Distributors. So signing 5 within the first week is banging for me. So I'm excited.
So far, are they pretty, like, are they working, or like the distributors that you've signed, like, are they kind of, because that's my thing is like, I'm scared that I'm going to get a lot of people that don't really want to do it. So like, so far, like, are they kind of, I mean, I know they're new, but are they replying back?
I feel like the odds are good. So I've signed 5, and out of those 5, 2 of them have been messaging me. 2 of them have gotten their post up. So, I mean, for me, that's a pretty good odd. Like out of 5 people, I usually have 1 that might want it, or 1 that might want, or that really wants this. So 2 out of 5 that are working, like that's awesome for me, I feel like.
And worst case scenario, you help them, get started. And if they don't want to do this, you can always get their 2 customers for them, and that's $100 bonus.
Mm.
So obviously we want them to be successful, but you can, you can get your fast starts, like worst case scenario. So, yeah, if I just message you, will you send something similar, like to what you send? You don't have to send the exact thing. So the biggest thing, because I know everybody's going to ask for her script, we have to make it different, because that's why it works, is because it's different than what other people are using. So if we are like, oh my gosh, let's use what Katie's using, guess what? It's not going to work for any of us. That's the key to making this whole host to post thing work, is that it's got to be unique. It has to be different, or else Facebook is smart. Their algorithms are going to flag it and be like, we're not showing that. That's spam. Like, that's spam content because it keeps getting posted. So one question that I had for you, let me think of what it was. Oh, no, it wasn't a question. It was a comment on the little Sonic thing. So that was a really smart way for her to get comments, but you don't have to do that. You could just say, hey, we're doing a, giveaway for an Apple Watch. That's what my team is doing. Comment below if you're interested. You could do that. You could say, comment your favorite emoji below, or comment, your favorite restaurant, or whatever it is. You can make it your own. So don't be like, well, what was that Sonic thing? Like, that's like just what Katie did. That's such a good idea. But you don't have to do that. Okay. So I'll get Katie's post-ish, and probably switch it up a little bit and kind of share the gist of it with you and let you fill it in and make it your own, and you're going to want to add your own words into. But I love that. Oh my gosh.
It's got me real excited.
I'm so pumped, because actually it's so funny, because somebody just asked me about that today. I can't remember who I was talking to on my team, but they were like, have you ever done that for distributors? And I was like, no, I haven't, but people do. And people is about to be me. I'm about to be doing this.
People is me. I am people.
I am the people that is about to be doing this.
I know.
No, that is so good. Okay, drop a 4 in the comments in the chat if you were going to try that and do some distributor host a posting. Because here's the thing, like, even if you're enrolling distributors already, why would you not?
Right.
If you're like, yeah, I enrolled 28 billion distributors, like, why would you not? Especially right now with it being only $49. Like, I know all of us need some distributors for whatever ranks that we're going for. And either way, we want to help people. That's why we joined this business, is to help people with their business. So that is amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're done a little bit early, but we'll just kind of end it here, because that was absolutely amazing, unless you have anything else you want to say, but I don't want to put you on the spot. So, okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to stop the recording.